So today we're gonna talk about how to tell the difference between alligators. Well, a lot of people ask what are the differences between alligators and crocodiles. But I think what they're usually asking is how to tell the difference between alligators and crocodiles.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good I think that's a good way of formulating the question, right? Is like kind of putting it as what are the actual differences of these two different beasts? You know?
I mean, they look. So
They do look similar.
They look very similar, and that's why people get confused. It's kind of like a good. Well, for my research, okay. So disclaimer again. There's so much conflicting data out there. Oh my god, so much.
I remember you were telling me this yesterday that you're just having a fucking horrible
time
just looking through all these different conflicting ideas.
Yeah. Which if I went to school it would be better. I'd know what to do, but what was I gonna say? So it's kind of like cats, right? Like jaguars and leopards look very similar. All cats look very similar when you think about it, but it's easy for us to differentiate them because of their colors. Like a lion has a mane, obviously.
It does.
But crocodiles and alligators kind of it gets confusing. So let's start with how to tell the difference. How to tell the difference. An alligator obviously has a broader snout.
Crocodiles more V-shaped, right?
Yeah, more narrow.
Narrow. That's a good one.
Crocodiles tend to, and I don't know why this is, but they have, I guess not all crocodiles. So American crocs, which overlap range with alligators actually. So this is the good comparison.
Actually, I don't think most people have seen what an American crocodile looks like.
Oh, they're freaky.
So I'm gonna throw that up on screen because I love how those look.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. But yeah, American crocs. The difference between alligators and American crocs are still pretty tame. Like when you get to stuff like Nile crocodiles and saltwater crocodiles, that's when you start getting.
So you're talking like temperament right now.
Yeah,
right?
temperament. So a lot of crocodiles, though, in general, I think American crocs are one of the only ones that are pretty tame. From what I've seen.
A lot of crocs, you're saying, are kind of more aggressive than an alligator would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't see a crocodile like just strolling through the golf course.
Golf course. Yeah, those videos are insane. But yeah, what else? So color. So alligators live in colder places. This is also like habitat, right? So they are darker. I think that's why, at least. And finally, one of the best ways to tell is alligators have an overbite where only the teeth only the top teeth are shown. And crocodiles have this jaggedy kind of look because they have more gnarly teeth coming out from the bottom and top. Yeah.
I see.
And there's also the ISOs, which are just sensory organs. Crocodiles have them all over their body if they're not terrifying enough. Crocodiles are terrifying.
Are those like visible or?
You could see them, yeah, but you don't want to get close enough.
Okay, that's fair.
So alligators it's harder to see them. And they only have them on their head, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I feel like is pretty harsh. Especially, I guess, in general, I would say, like, alligators and crocodiles, like, in terms of how they look, are very similar in the way that I would say, like, in terms of, like, you were talking about cats before. Like, and the way that it's hard to kind of tell the difference between a jaguar and a leopard, but it's not really hard to tell between like a jaguar and like you said, lion, right?
Or tiger, yeah.
Or tiger, And then I think like alligators and crocodiles, at least like the kind of the more normal ones that you think of when you're thinking of a crocodile and alligator, are hard to tell like the differences between them compared to again like a gharial. You can tell if you see a gharial.
Yeah, gharials.
It's like has a small little nose. It's eating fish. I don't know.
Yeah, living life. But so now we're going to get into what is the actual difference. And for me, that comes to a phylogenetic question, I guess.
Right. So we'll put... Actually, we have talked about phylogeny before.
Have we?
Yeah, in the mountain lion video.
Oh, yeah. Well, not in the podcast, though.
Not in the podcast, no.
So a phylogenetic difference is more concrete, and it because like you said with the jaguar and the leopard, two things can look quite similar. That doesn't mean that they necessarily are.
Right.
Humans, like, kind of like, so the example I would give is like, you have the lesser apes and the great apes. And the lesser apes, I don't know if people know this, but there's gibbons. And they kind of look like monkeys. They kind of look like spider monkeys, right?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty... They are a little bit like more, I want to say, like, kind of...
buff. Yeah, they're bigger too.
Big and, yeah.
They're really interesting. But gibbons are lesser apes, and so they're more closely related to chimps and humans, even though they're way smaller and they kind of look like a monkey.
Yeah, I'll put this picture up because I feel like in this picture you can really see like the similarity to a chimpanzee.
Yeah. Well, they're that's true. They're kind of similar to a chimp.
So, but again, there's like that lankiness that a monkey has,
Yeah. And so, anyways, they're closer related to humans than they are to monkeys. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then, so
yeah, sorry. I mean, this is kind of a tangent, but is that like kind of something similar to convergent evolution, or is it like a little bit different? Or
for the alligator and crocodile?
For the I mean, those are...
Well, that's a good question because let's stick with what we're
all right.
we're talking about. So I think alligators and crocodiles. That's a good question. I think alligators and crocodiles split off from each other a long time ago, but because they couldn't really. And please, if there's some scientists in the comments, like bring like actual species, because it's hard to know if you're not in the scientific community.
We can also I'll try to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Post.
But I think that body plan just worked, and so they stayed really similar. You know, just like a feline's.
Would you know?
It would take. Well, the thing is that. Yeah, like a feline.
Right. No, I was gonna ask
felines
you
are all very similar.
Like how long ago they kind of split off. So we can just like see how much of like how crazy it is.
I don't know how long ago. I think it was in the Cretaceous. So that's a long time ago. But I think there's conflicting data on that.
Yeah, I don't think there is that much. Just from what you were telling me, really, is like I don't think there's as much research done onto crocodilians.
Yeah.
As there is on, like, again, let's say cats, right?
But I think crocodilians. Well, so the whole you can't escape a clade, which that's a very hard thing to understand. I think.
I think in your writing over here, I think you did it really well with the tree, right? If you're just thinking of a tree, and then the branches splitting off, and as they split off to there's like the end or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if you can cut off like one branch, and that's connected to a different branch, but it is just one branch, and it has like little pieces of branch coming off of it,
And if you go to this like stem, that's everything.
Right, exactly.
The whole tree comes down.
The whole tree comes down from one thing.
So we'll put pictures.
We will.
So that means that we're gonna be primates forever, but we won't necessarily. We'll be humans as well forever.
Right, but we can go into something else at some point, or split off from, let's say.
Yeah. It's just you go back. We'll be humans forever, but humans won't be us forever. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Because
the humans will be the overall
clade, right?
Clade, like the for people who don't know that word, the umbrella, sort of thing.
Yeah, the branch. I mean,
the branch, whatever you want to call it. So that's the difference between alligator and crocodile. That it's just like the difference between, like in my Puma video, small cats and big cats.
Yeah.
Panthera, and so alligators are alligatoridea. I think that's how you say it.
I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
And then crocodiles are crocodilia.
Crocodilia, that is right. Yeah.
Crocodilia?
Crocodilia, yeah. I think.
Okay,
I don't know how to say this correctly, so I'm gonna...
me neither.
I won't put it in post again. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, so and there were actually pseudosteuchians, which are the bigger clade, that look like dinosaurs, and I think
Could you see how the parent played? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they started out like from what I heard, they started out, and this could be wrong, but they started out like lizards, where they were agile creatures, and then the water, slow moving, slow energy.
So
kind of
actually,
took over.
This is an interesting thing. Like when they split off into alligators, crocodiles, whatever.
Yeah.
Were they already kind of in the water a little bit? Or were they actually okay? Yeah.
Right. They were similar. I'm pretty sure they were similar to.
So how they are now? They haven't really changed much. It's like
they haven't
compared
changed
to like a lot of other.
Yeah. So
animals.
genetically, I think they've changed a lot. They're
right, but like
they're morphological.
Morphological. I do not know that word.
I don't know if that's a good word.
I'm sure it is. But
anyways,
interesting word.
Yeah,
it
so
sounds right. I mean,
so it's like, I think is that good?
I mean, I think that hit all the points we were talking about.
I don't know if that's good, but
anyways, how long has it been? Let's.
Yeah.
We can cut.
Imagine it's not recording.
It's like 5 seconds.
12 minutes.
Do you know what? That sounds pretty good. We had the other stuff earlier too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, guys. All right. Thanks for listening.